Hey, look, all I know is I love Jesus, I love God, and whether or not I was drugged or not drugged, I mean, it's very possible that Jesse Baker, when he offered me to hear me out when I was at the bar about to play music, very well could have used the bass drum. Very possible. And I'm the dumbest at witness doing drums. I only took one class. What? That was a loud one. It's also very possible that Garnett Morris put stuff in the good city in me. It's also very possible that there is an inheritance of sorts fraud and all that going on. Do I care? No, because I do remember when I still awakened or whatever. Explain this to me. When I did go over my grandma's house, and I was sitting there, and I remember speaking to her. And I looked in her eyes, she looked in my eyes, and she's like, "Hey, are you tired?" And I'm not tired one bit, but I could tell that she was feeling how she was feeling onto me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Are you sleeping?" And she said, "Yeah, I am." And you know everything that I told you is true. She knew what was going on, how I knew these things, and how these things would attach to my energy, and so on and so forth. And I was still figuring out all these code languages for raciness and stuff like that. And I had told my pops when I was living at one point, I could very well be the leader of the Masons, and he just kind of laughed at me jokingly, And I remember at some point I was trying to turn my mom onto the game and stuff, and she and me, I think like got mad and was like, "Oh, you got to go through all this," and my mom said, "You got to go through all this, to pass the test and stuff." Like I did, and I passed it, and she was like, "Oh, well, that's more than your pops did. He didn't pass." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's that." And I do remember when I was living there, every time I would mention, some type of heritage, let me see the will, he gets so pissed. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when my mom would invite my uncle and her husband, my uncle and his wife, stopping to him over for dinner. I told them, "Look, I'm gonna confront them civilly, mind you, about this inheritance. I want to get it off the table. I want it to be done. There is, if there isn't. Whether I have proof or don't have proof, it kind of doesn't matter. I want to speak to the person." And I was like, "No, you're not. You're not gonna have drama out my house. You gotta think of my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting you live here, and I can't see my grandsons because I'm letting you live in like your feelings. You let me live here, can't see my sons. Man, forget your feelings. For real, I can't see my sons at all because of y'all and because of my brother and his wife. And you want to sit here and try to say I gotta worry about your feelings? I don't think that's fair one bit." And I was like, "I'm going to talk to them civilly." And then a little bit went by and we talked to you guys, so I ended up having a conversation with myself. Just play it cool, don't say nothing, and we'll research it afterwards. So I did. I decided to just keep my mouth quiet. And I remember my pops talking to me, telling me that my uncle's like, "He's awful quiet. It's not usually like him. He's usually more bubbly." And he told me that he just told me he has a lot on his mind or whatever. I'm like, anyway. After that, 2 weeks went by after that dinner, and I ain't heard nothing about no one researching nothing, right? And I asked I confronted my pops about it. He said, "Oh, well, I asked my uncle. He said there's nothing." I'm like, "Well, do you think he would tell the truth, regardless?" You know what I'm saying? I could have just asked him myself, and now you're telling me 2 weeks later you ain't done nothing but called him and asked him? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? And when I tried to show like proof that I was looking up stuff, houses and stuff that I had information on, he's like, "That's just this and that's just that. You're crazy," you know what I'm saying? "You're delusional." I'm like, "Well, whether I am or not, why don't we talk about it?" You know what I'm saying? No, he wants to gaslight me, act like I'm stupid, you know what I'm saying? Put me down, you know what I'm saying? Try to video record me, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get me to act angry or upset, you know what I'm saying? Just so he can like try to put me in a hospital or something, I guess. But I was never delusional. And I never got too angry. In fact, even when he put his hands on me, I was not even angry. You know what I'm saying? I was upset emotionally about I have my kids and calling them out on it and expressing my emotions, but I wasn't physically threatening. And he came in and got in my face and was like, "I'm gonna punch you in your face" and all that, and then attacked me, meaning he was the perpetrator or the aggressor, and I defended myself. And then, as he well knew I had a warrant out from my ex-wife who was delusional about me attacking her, in which you know that's true because when she came to court, she wanted to dismiss because she knew that I wasn't guilty of it. But anyway, he knew that it was a warrant out, so he used that to his advantage. However, in the process, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to get out of there. And when I did leave, you know, I actually called the emergency place. I was like, hey, they said that I want to make sure they're all right because I actually have a heart, you know what I'm saying? And I was hoping he'd do the right thing, just let it all bypass. Nope. And of course, after that, when I went to Casey's Pub to meet Jesse Baker and his brother, you know what I'm saying, I went there because I didn't really know who to call, you know what I'm saying? He's the only one I know that has a couch I could probably sleep on. And I'm sorry, I had a notification that interrupted my train of thought. When I went to Casey's Pub, you know, I actually called his brother, James Baker, out on texting with my wife, my ex-wife, who was my wife at the time. We were just separated. And he's like, I didn't do that, man. I love you. You know what I'm saying? I had proof in screenshots, but I couldn't find it. Came back in there, you know what? Just let bygones be bygones. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me a hug or whatever, even bought me a beer, even though I made it a non-alcoholic beer because I don't really drink. And there was this other dude there, I don't know, Craig, I don't really know his name, don't care. Anyway, he was trying to fight me for like 4 hours straight. And I was like, dude, I don't even know you. I don't even want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, he pushed me in the back, right? And I turned around like, dude, why? He's like, let's go outside and fight. Like, he's been trying to get me to do the whole time. I'm like, he's not going to let this go. So I just took a step back, squared up. I was like, didn't say nothing, though. And in my mind, I'm thinking, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I guess he got the memo because he swung and I dodged and I right hooked him. Blah, blah, blah. Three-pieced him. He fell on the ground. You know, and I'm over top of him, making sure, you know, he's down. And as I'm doing that, I guess his goon squad said, I was like, oh, heck no, that's my boy. And they all attacked me. And of course, I ended up falling out of the, not falling, but backing out into the back door. And at that point, my left leg went down this little lip. And when it went down and all their weight pushing me, this big dude, big old big dude, you know what I'm saying? I had him by the throat. And I was about to put my thumbs in his eyes and slam him against the wall, but the weight shifted and boom, and it tore my ligaments here. Like, it just now healed, like maybe a month ago, if that. And so and then when I did make it out that back door at Casey's Pub, there was like 5-6 other people like waiting to jump me. So the dude was really trying to set me up to jump me in hindsight. And of course, Jesse Baker was there, and they were all trying to fight him. He's like, dude, chill. Like, he wasn't even trying to fight him. You know, he wasn't even trying to fight them. Like, he didn't have my back. Like, he acted like he did. Because if he did, he would have been all in. He'd be like, oh, you're going to jump my boy? Heck, no, that's not how it happened. They were trying to beat him up, and he was just going to like, chill, I don't want to fight you. And, you know, but anyway. And I, being the good-hearted man I am, even tried to, you know, help him. There's 3 people in front of me guarding me from him. And I'm like, I got this messed up collarbone. I'm not, nope. I can't get through 3 people right now. And, of course, I ended up tried to go back in there after he got clocked in the head. He had to get 13 stitches in his forehead. But, the bartender would let me in there. So I was like, shoot, let me go around to the front. And when I got to the front, James Baker was on the ground, knocked the freak out. And I was like, what happened? And she was like, oh, call 911. He needs to go to the hospital. So I go to grab him to take him down. She was like, what are you doing? He can't move. I'm like, well, what the freak? And they're calling the police. So I'm getting out of here. I'm like, man, I don't know if my dad's got warrants out on me or not. I'm getting out of here, you know what I'm saying? So I left and I parked and I waited to hear from Jesse Baker. I ended up calling them and they were at the hospital, so I met them there, made sure they were good, took them home. Cause I was actually concerned about their well-being, to be honest with you. And then I stayed on the couch and my shoulder is jacked up and I know I need to go work, make some money, whatever, you know what I mean? So I called my ex-wife because I know she gets SSI. We go to a hotel, I can probably DoorDash come up that way, but instead I get pulled over. I mean, not pulled over, but I get stopped at Wawa by this cop Barlett who just seems to have had it out for me. I guess I pissed someone off the wrong way through his, you know, peoples or whatever. But I don't know why he charged me with a felony to begin with, because I definitely wasn't felony eluding. That's some BS. And that's when I got out the first time on bond through mental health docket. And yeah, that didn't work out so well, because then it was the lady there was talking to me like a retard. I was like, this ain't gonna work. We go into detail of that. You know what I'm saying? I called it. But yeah, because she was being one. And she said, I'm gonna report that. I said, please, someone needs to know